to Face, the program
that frontally discusses
political and social issues in Nigeria. The weekly program brought to you on Wednesday by 6 p.m. Nigerian time, anchored by Prince Ewemade Concourse, powered by GCSDN.
Join us.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depends on the part of the continent for which you are joining this program today. You already know my name. I'm Prince Ewemade Concourse, and I'm the anchor of this program. Today we are going to be discussing about the loan that has been given to Nigeria by the World Bank and the effects of those loans, the negative effects of those loans to Nigeria as a nation. The World Bank loan to Nigeria politicians are fueling corruption. The World Bank has the capability to fund most of these projects that these loans are intended for. However, this loan ultimately end up lining the pocket of the corrupt Nigerian politician elite and their associates. Therefore, Nigeria should call for an end to loan from the World Bank if they are unable to independently finance and oversee some of these projects that this loan has been borrowed for. But before we continue, let me just quickly let my brother into the studio, Chief MD. Chief MD, how are you? Hello, Chief
Hello,
MD.
my dear brother. How are you? It's a privilege and
I'm
honor
good.
to be here again with you.
It's good.
Good.
Same
That's
here, my
everything.
brother. How are you? Everything is good. We can't complain. How are you, the family?
Good. Life is good, though. Life is good.
That's good. I'm happy to hear that today.
Family, home, and away, they are good.
I'm happy to hear that, same here. I said today we cannot be discussing other issues every time without talking about issue of World Bank, this constant loan that is being given to Nigeria on a yearly basis. As of the end of the first quarter of 2024, Nigeria owed 15.59 billion to World Bank. That's 7% increment from 2023.
Mm-hmm.
And as we speak, Nigeria owed 91.46 billion total debt that Nigeria owed to other countries, including China, France, Germany, and Japan. One will begin to wonder, because for you and I don't think we've seen any visible project that some of this loan money that is being loaned in our name, but looted in their name, the project that the money is being used for. So I said, today we need to discuss about it. There was a time that this organization, GCSDN, went to the United States, led by Dr. Frederick, went to the United States and earned a letter to the World Bank director in Washington, D.C. to stop loaning money to Nigerians. I think this was a few years back, but I didn't go with them. So they keep borrowing money in our name. When they go to the World Bank to take this money, they borrow the money in our name, our collective name. But at the end of the day, they will loot those funds in their own name.
Well,
are you there with me?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I just my camera. Yeah, you see, this is the point. You and I know that.
I'm coming. I'm coming. I'll give you time to speak. I'm coming. I just wanted to kind of, explain so that we know where we're going to focus on during this conversation. Since the World Bank was established in 1944, since 1958, Nigeria, they started providing loan to Nigeria. 1958, they be providing loans to Nigeria year in, year out to Nigerian as a nation. For me, I begin to wonder if for peradventure tomorrow, Nigerians decide to say, you know what, we are tired of this nation called Nigeria. Let's divide Nigeria. Who is going to pay them that money?
Well, this is the thing. I don't know what you and I are thinking, that the World Bank is serving the interest of Nigeria or is serving the interest of Africa as a whole by perpetuating putting us under debt. and putting us under bondage by these so-called loans and everything. They don't come and do investment. They come and do loans. Let me just break it down. They borrow you £1 at the ratio of 1 to 1, £1 to 1 naira. They tell you the condition of borrowing that £1, you have to devalue your money to 7 to £1. Let's say 7 naira to £1, plus that 7% interest. Now, what it means is, if by the time you borrow the money, they're buying rice for your aunt at £1, and it's equivalent to 1 naira, right? Now, the same rice that you want to buy, they want to buy from you, that is £1 equivalent to 1 naira, is now less than £1. And they buy the rice from you. So now, what it means is that by borrowing £1 and then putting a 7% interest rate, your value, £1 is now less than 1 naira, plus 7% on top of that. You're looking close to about say 15. Let me just round figure. Say there are £1 now equivalent plus the 7%, close to about £10, 10 naira. So the bag of rice is 1 naira, is £1 before. Now they can take their £1 that can buy that will buy a bag of rice of 1 naira. Now take their £1 to buy bag of rice of 10. Still £1. Because your naira is now devalued. That's how they buy our oil, our resources. At the value rate of the value which the money they borrow. So before you borrow money from them, you're selling bag of rice to them at 1 naira equivalent to £1. They say make you devalue your money to borrow 10 naira from them. You devalue the money. The money is now £1, is now 7 naira. On top of that, you put another 7-8%. Let's say the £1 is now 10 naira. So £1 is now 10 naira. But your bag of rice is still 1 naira. It means that £1 now can buy 10 bag of rice. But the value of your money don't depreciate.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's financial bondage.
Thank you. So that takes me to the first question I have in mind that I want to ask you. The World Bank loan to Nigeria, is it fueling corruption in your own opinion? Is it fueling corruption?
The loan itself is corruption. Not like it's fueling corruption. The loan itself is corruption. If the loan has improved any nation, let's just say in Africa, not even in the West, why come the West is not collecting the World Bank loan? They do investment. They follow the Western country invest in one another. They don't do loan. If World Bank loan is helping Africa today, Africa would have been the richest continent.
It's very sad. It's very sad.
Let's use Niger as a classic example. France has been in Niger until they got kicked out. Do you know the currency of Niger until Niger kicked France out was franc? They even saved their own money in French Reserve Bank. They have to now borrow their own money with interest to use. Their own resources is sold in franc. France will buy the resources at less than £1. Let me use pound or 1 naira. But the market value is about 200 naira. But France is paying them 80 kobo.
80 CFA, whatever.
No, let's use naira. 80 kobo. Okay. France is paying them 80 kobo for the thing that is sold for 250 naira. Their excuse is because of the value of their economy and the loan they borrowed in Niger. The loan that was borrowed and put in their account in France, where they're trading off on, and then if the Niger Republic want to use that money, they have to also borrow their own money plus interest. Is that not perpetual poverty?
That's slavery. That's more. That's a new way of enslaving the country and its people.
It's
You know,
what we are
it's
going
not.
through in
It's
Africa. We are now
indirect
going.
way of enslaving the people and the
No, no.
country
Of
and
course, we're in
the
second
citizen.
phase of slavery. Economic slavery is what we are going through with the West now. We have the resources. Now, China is doing something different, right? The West are so crazy with China because China is doing something different with Africa. China is not coming to keep you perpetual poor or coming to dominate your country. China is coming to do business. The West hates it. They say, oh no, China is bad. The West should not associate with China because they're trying to come and dominate Africa. But the West has been in Africa for over at least 500 years. They come, they take the resources, and they do nothing. Take Nigeria. How many gas company, global company are in Nigeria? Not one of them have a refinery. Not one.
You know, it's very sad. You know, as of today, Nigeria is the third largest debtor to the international to the World Bank.
Why?
Nigeria
We have oil. We have
Nigeria
all
is
the natural
the
resources.
third largest debtor, and we've
We
been
have
borrowing
more.
money from them since 1958. We've been borrowing money from the
We
World
have
Bank.
more resources than most of the
So
European
if
countries.
those money were utilized in the proper way, let's say for example, you know, the money was being utilized in the proper way. Whatever project they sought that loan for, and they use it for it. By now,
Then the
Nigeria probably would
question
have
is,
been.
they keep giving them this loan for all these years. At some point, the World Bank will say, you are not credit worthy, or we are not giving you any more loan. Buhari signed a loan deal. Even at some point, Buhari borrowed money from Italy. Italy, that the economy of Ikeja, not the whole of Lagos State, just Ikeja, is better than. The economy of Badagry is stronger than just Badagry, an area is stronger than Italian government as a whole. They are
Yeah, because
living on
Italian, they at a
top.
point they were bankrupt. Berlusconi, their former prime minister, actually almost loaned the country, gave them loan at one point. You know, when he was the prime minister of
Because
Italy.
they have no resources. So this is the funniest thing. Buhari borrowed money to our future of possible resources. Tinubu came in. The first deal Tinubu did was to borrow money, whereby the loan interest on that money is 15%.
Yeah, Tinubu just borrowed. I was coming to that. Tinubu just borrowed 15. They just approved a 1.1 second. I think 1.57 billion was the loan they just approved for Tinubu government now. 1.57
From
billion.
where?
That was the loan that was just from the same World Bank.
Exactly. And look at this. How did Tinubu promise to pay back?
Let me just quickly share us. Let me share on our screen here so you can see.
Yeah. How did Tinubu promise to pay back? This, I've not read into this properly. I'll read into that. The previous one he borrowed, that Tony Olumelu and the NNPC chairman helped structure 15%. They gave up our crude oil for another, I think, is it 5 or 10 years? So any crude oil we have right now belongs to them.
Let me just quickly for our audience all over the world who are watching this program, the World Bank has approved a 1.57 billion loan for Nigeria to boost the country human capital and address issue caused by climate change. The loan approved on September 26 will be used to improve healthcare for women, children, and adolescents, while also making the country more resilient to climate problems like flood, droughts, through better dam safety and irrigation system. You know, let me tell you something that will shock you today, because I had experience with this World Bank people. In 2020, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Chief?
I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here. So I just pick my camera for a minute. I want to pick something. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's fine. In 2020, In 2020, there's a piece of land that I bought from Ultimate, our very own brother, and that land has been sitting there. It was two land, one by 200. I bought it year precisely 2005, and I paid him off one of the land. The other one, I gave him some money. Then I later found out there was erosion on that land, so I told him I'm not going to buy that land anymore. So because of the kind of relationship I had with him, he said I should look for a buyer on that land. So I just abandoned the land. The land was there since 2005. Okay. The other one, I gave it to a friend of mine who is now late, my very good friend who happens to live in Italy, but he's late now. You know. So that land in 2020, when I was still in Sweden, Equal called me that there's a guy, it's just behind Benson Idausa University in GRA in Benin. That's where the land was. So there's this family called Elema family in Benin, for those who are very familiar with Benin. So the guy, father is late. So the son who happens to be, who used to live in Italy, came back home, tried to drag some of those land that the father acquired long time ago. And some of the land happens to be the University of Idausa, that campus at BIU happens to be on that same land as well, because the whole of that area. So he actually won the case with them. So to go straight to what I'm trying to say regarding this World Bank issue. So Equal called me that there's this water storm project that they were doing in Benin by the World Bank were the one financing that project. World Bank, they were the one financing the project. So at the end of the day, the World Bank made provision. They gave them what they did. This Obaseki government, actually, his own brother, who is the current chairman of Oredo local government, Dr. Tom Obaseki, is married to the former minister of budget, Clem Agba, sister. So Tom Obaseki was the director of World Bank project in Edo State. This very top matter I'm telling you now, was in charge of the project. I don't know him before. So, but I was told that he is the director of the World Bank project. Equal called me that, they want to pay for the land and all that. But the budget that the World Bank, when they did estimate, the money was different from the money that they're now offering. And at the end, it became so catastrophic that the guy was not telling us he's not going to pay because somebody else stepped up that the father owned that land area before. So I was pissed off. I told Equal, this is what I'm going to do. World Bank, because I had an insider in that same department, working directly under the director of World Bank project, Tom Obaseki. I don't want to measure the guy's name because the guy gave me so much information about the project, about everything that the World Bank was doing in Edo State and across other parts of the country. So the guy gave me all the information and all the ammunition I needed from him. I petitioned directly by myself to World Bank in Washington, D.C. How I got their private email today. They were still asking, how did this person got our private email? But I got it. I petitioned World Bank in Washington, D.C. I petitioned World Bank in Africa. I petitioned World Bank in Abuja. I copy all the three. The next thing I knew, they replied to me within 2-3 days that they were going to contact them in Nigeria to see what's going on. The next thing, the governor Obaseki, they were now running Etasketa. They were now his brother. This matter I'm telling you now, the brother who is now the chairman of Oredo local government was suspended by the World Bank after the investigation was carried out because I wrote a lot of things on that petition. I didn't, because now they were not dealing with my own property. My own property was not involved. I don't care the dirty deeds they do in Nigeria, but my money was not involved. So at the end of the day, World Bank wrote to me, they copied Nigeria. They were now trying to talk with the people in Nigeria to see how they can talk to me to withdraw the petition. Because I wrote so many things that were probably indictable, honestly, to be honest. I still have the petition somewhere in my archives here. I don't throw away things like that, So at the end of the day, I found out that there's a percentage amount of money World Bank gave to Obaseki administration. Then Obaseki administration had to add the balance money. They added the balance money. Obaseki administration went back, took the balance money. They were not left with the part that the World Bank brought. So they were not trying to minimize that by that 250 million from the World Bank. to start paying people off. They rip a lot of people off of their property. I'm telling you this today. A lot of people were where they were supposed to pay somebody 20 million, they end up paying their 5-6 million naira. There was a guy that even called me. Guy was crying. His property is worth more than what the estimate they gave to him from the beginning was not different from what Obaseki and his brother Tom Obaseki started paying people.
Yeah.
So this World Bank, to me, for me, if there's a way Nigeria can do away with World Bank, not borrow money from there, they should stop it. This is the bitter truth. Because like you said, they don't mean well for you. They don't mean well for me. It's all about their personal interest. It's all about their personal interest. Because look at all the loan. Look at all this loan they've been giving to Nigeria since 1958. Where is the money? What are they doing with it in Nigeria? If they actually want to fund any project, to me, in my own opinion, if they want to fund any project in Nigeria, they should come to Nigeria directly and do it by themselves. If they actually mean well for the Nigerians.
The World Bank people make money from those loans. They say they claim they have investment bankers and businesses behind everything, and they know those money is not going to the greater good, because if it was, then they will not have any reason to give loans in the following year and the following time. And now you give Tinubu, because that money is
Buhari collected loan before he left.
And now, a week or 2 weeks, he collected.
And now they just approved another 1.5
Buhari collected 800 million about 2 weeks before his administration termination, even though we've had an elected president. So what exactly,
if they don't have interest in this loan, I don't think they will be dishing out the loan like that to Nigerians.
This loan is given to Tinubu. This money is given to Tinubu.
Not Nigerians.
Not Nigeria, of course. We know that. And they know what they are trying to get into. This is an open bribery to sabotage China's interest in Nigeria and Africa. If they can keep Nigeria in their pocket, the greatest country in Africa is still Nigeria. We have all the resources, oil, abandoned gas, even in Edo State. In the whole of the South, the level of gas that we have not even explored. If in another 100 to 200 years, if we start drilling for gas alone in Nigeria, we will not run out. Forget the crude. We will not run out. Look at some state, like in Lagos State now, the state government is giving people free conversion to gas cars. We have so much gas. That gas now is so cheap. I want to convert my private car into gas now in Nigeria. The modern technology in the West cannot catch up with modern technology in the West because of legacy infrastructure they have. So they still need the oil. They will still use it. Nigeria can be building on gas plant, gas generator, gas power plant, and everything. So right now, they're trying to drill gas supply from southeast all the way through Africa to Europe. Who's going to benefit that? So, I mean, in short, apart from sounding like a broken record, I don't blame the West. I blame Nigerians and African leaders that even though if you swear for them, you are wasting your breath. But the poverty they are putting Nigerian children today, that poverty will come and visit their family 1,000-fold.
You know, to me, I think it will just come to a time that Nigerians will get tired of the situation in Nigeria and just say, you know what, let everybody go on their separate way. So that whatever loan that is being accrued on Nigeria as a nation, that loan will now be forfeited, because in the end, nobody's going to pay it, because they are taking the loan in my name, in your name, but they loot the loan and take money back again to the Western world, which they are very much aware of.
Of course. Of
You know,
course.
somebody just took a loan last year, 2023, before they left office. Now you are giving another loan. You are giving another loan to the same country, another president. If you don't have interest in this loan, how come you keep dishing it out?
And there's not once they said accountability. There's
There's
no
too
point
many.
where
There's
they
too many.
say
Too many.
bad
Too many.
credit.
Too many okruke were for inside loan. I am a World Bank matter. I don't want to talk
Of course.
everything way happen. I don't want to talk everything way happen. When I that's why I petition. I don't want to talk too many things. But too many okruke were for their matter. They're not straight.
Yeah.
So that
Tell
take me
brother.
to my go ahead, please.
Why? No, you guys take it to.
No, I was going to ask you, how can Nigerians in the diaspora prevent World Bank from providing loan to Nigeria and their politicians?
No, nothing.
There's
What we
nothing
can do
absolutely
is
we can do.
there's nothing absolutely we can do. What we can do is to make awareness and keep talking about it. Keep calling them out. What we need to do is to shame the family of those Nigerian politicians who take those money and come to UK, send their children to, come to the West to study and for their medical treatment. As you know, for 8 years, Buhari was for 8 years president. With all the resources at his disposal, he did not once consider building a presidential hospital within the villa for himself, or build something that
Not even in his own village.
or his own village. That's something that he will need. He has some condition that he has to come to a checkup all the time to UK. Now Tinubu, now the same thing. The other day I saw a video of him coming out of an hospital in UK.
I heard he's back again. I read somewhere today that he already traveled again. He came to Nigeria, went back again. Before you knew, he was with was here in the UK, was in China. He came back to Nigeria. Now he's back again.
At some
Honestly,
point you would think, if you want to build like that, it's just let me even break it down. Just a clinic hospital for the executive and ministers. Let's just do that. And the Senate and the House of Rep. Just for them within a confined space in the federal capital there or inside something. That's for them. That they don't need to travel outside Nigeria with all the equipment you can imagine. Don't know. They arrogantly will tell you they went to abroad for treatment. They arrogantly will tell you their children is in one university outside Nigeria. The last Minister of Education, why there was strike in Nigeria, and he was telling the student union and the teachers and everything, the professors, basically to go F themselves. He was attending graduation of his own child in UK. Those are the people in power collecting loan for the next generation. They don't care. You say power is transcend. They should go and ask Buhari and others.
you've been in Nigeria of recent. You've been around most part of the country. Have you seen any viable project that some of this money or loan being sought for that they perhaps use the loan that the government is taking? Let's say for example, the loan Buhari took before he left office. Did you see any project that they probably did with that loan?
Let me rephrase it. All the
Or
loan
is that
Buhari,
what they are using to build the railway in Abuja,
all the
or the
loan
railway
Buhari,
to the north, to Niger Republic? Is that the loan?
all the loan Buhari took, not one of them was used for anything in Nigeria. Not one. Just name it. The power thing that was done in Abia State was commissioned was planned for during Jonathan, was planned and financed. It took them time to finish it because of politicking, not because of the scale or anything in Abia State.
Fund.
You know, Why some people are trying to do it, some people are fighting should have been done in their region. Then do it. And they're doing everything to sabotage it. Not just do it. You have the money, you have the government, you have the resources. Those kind of plants that we can create, even to the point of local government to local government can have such gas run. The plan is very easy. It's just have diesel gas generator. You can, like my village of Uromi now, say my town of Uromi and Co. You can have a power plant that those gas power plants. You just run chain. You have either you run a pipe through a gas drilling point or truck. You have a gas farm. Next to the gas farm, you have the generator that generate electricity. The only thing is storage. So that you don't constantly generate electricity power. It's just storage. There's a lot of energy storage farm also you can create. I said, I don't get it because you have a lot of transformer that can. All you need to do, you generate, you store, you supply. Each local government can have that and expand on it as the market expands. Well, when you think of Nigeria, you won't cry sometimes. We have intelligent people, and they'll go on news, they blow big grammar, but lack common sense, lack communal development, lack communal care.
My last question to you: the 1.57 billion loan that is being sought from World Bank, that was approved by the World Bank for climate change, to address the issue of climate change, the human capital and healthcare and all that. Do you think that money will be actually utilized for that purpose?
Yeah,
it's just going to end up in the pocket of your friends and your colleague in the Aso Rock.
Well, they are I won't call them friends because they are not my friends. I don't know them. And two, they are not my colleague because they have nothing. However, that money is a money given to Tinubu. Tinubu
to do what?
NMPC. The money is given to the president. Tinubu NMPC, in own Ajib oil, upstream and downstream production is the only Ajib oil that was doing that. Tinubu owns it. So tell me, it's a shame because sometimes I think about Nigeria with so much pain. Like we have intelligent people. At what point these intelligent people will start caring? That would look beyond their self-interest, see beyond their nose. You have people who will tell you how when you see all their qualification and everything, but they lack morality. What is lacking in Nigeria is empathy and moral consciousness. A government that cares beyond themselves. It's only Nigerian government, they go and talk about how to share money, not how to achieve anything. Look at the new Congress that just came in. 160 million for a car. The other one, they did a change of national anthem. The House chairman is passing a law to put people in prison or fine them for 10 million if they don't sing the national anthem. Which of that, everything they've done, improved the life of an average man? Since last year to this point, what law have they passed that contribute to the growth or improvement of the life of an average man? That's the question.
It's very sad. If you think about the situation in Nigeria, it's very sad. Some of us who are in the forefront of advocating for good governance in Nigeria, we are almost, some of us are beginning to lose hope when you look at the things that's going on in Nigeria. About yesterday, one of our prominent brother, he lives in the UK, he's been here since 1988 or 89, thereabout. He was the spokesperson for Nadeco, here in the UK. He called me yesterday. He was like, Prince, what's going on? Is a Tinubu government trying to silence you and Dr. Frederick? I was like, why? He said, yesterday is October 1st now. You didn't do anything. I was just laughing. I was just laughing. I was like, we are not tired. It's not like Tinubu is trying to silence us, but sometimes you begin to rethink and rethink and rethink. Is it this fight? Is it really worth it? I mean, are we going on the right path? Considering all the things that is going on in Nigeria, you know, and especially those who you are fighting for, they don't even appreciate it. They are even being used by the oppressor to come against you. So when you consider all these things, sometimes you just like, I beg. I know a lot of people that we started this streamline together. Some of our very hardcore Nigerian members of GCSDN. We used to have 7 days broadcast, Monday through Sunday, 7 days a week. We have 7 channels that broadcast every day. Mine is scheduled for Wednesday. Somebody is Monday, somebody is Tuesday, somebody is Thursday, somebody is Friday, somebody is Saturday, somebody, you know. But along the line, they started losing hope. They lost faith in Nigeria. They lost faith in the system. Today, the only person that broadcasts is just myself. Wednesday, Dr. Frederick, Saturday, and another of our brother in Malaysia. Those are out of 7. The rest 4 of them, they fell on the wayside. There's somebody that used to do budget. There's somebody that used to do budget. Sorry, yeah, not budget. Sorry, what is it called? Constitution. There's somebody that used to do constitution so that Nigeria can learn about the Nigerian constitution. It was educating people on a weekly basis about the Nigerian constitution. But all these people, they lost hope and lost faith in Nigeria. But because for me, I'm very passionate about Nigeria. No matter where I am, no matter what I owe tomorrow, I still love Nigeria. That's where I am from. It wasn't by mistake that I was born in Nigeria. It wasn't by accident that I'm a Nigerian.
My dear brother, it's not that they don't love Nigeria to lose hope in what Nigeria represents to them. It's not that they hate Nigeria to lose hope of what Nigeria represents to them. Losing hope, you can still love something and lose hope in it. You losing hope is because of the very nature of hopelessness that makes you lose hope. And Nigeria is very, very hopeless place to consider to keep hoping for. Because the core of the crop of politicians or political leaders we have right now, they are the worst of them all. They are so bad that you imagine, you think if these people have humanity left in them, how can you think?
Another thing that's very sad, the MDN, with the way things are going in Nigeria, very soon all the youth in Nigeria will all migrate from Nigeria to another country where they can find a better life. On my way today from the airport, I told you I was coming from the airport. On my way from the airport, I met a young Nigerian lady. We were just chatting, and she told me she came in last year with her family. That she came in on a student visa. Then before they stop, people bring their partner along with them. So that in our class, they have a lot of Nigerian students who came single. Like so they came this year after the law was changed last year. So, that some of them pay just £14,000 for school fees. Other things are not there. £14,000. People are selling whatever they can. Just to get out of Nigeria and come to another part of the world where they can find a better life for themselves and their family. She said to me, myself and my husband, we are very okay. We're doing well in Nigeria, but the future of our children is not guaranteed with the way things are going in Nigeria. That's what she said to me today.
Yeah.
The reason we left Nigeria, she said, Yoruba lady, the reason they left Nigeria was because of their children. They have 8 years and the 10 years old girls. That their future is not guaranteed in Nigeria.
Look at many of the people who took the care visa thing to come to UK. They are all millionaires who sold their big mansion and everything to come and be a care worker in UK.
And to come and live in one room.
In one room. They're all millionaires, big people, who will sell everything to bring them and their children. When you ask them, you have this business, you have this mansion, you sold everything, and they'll tell you they are much happier. That's the height of pain that you cannot imagine. That you are happier being average Joe with nothing in this country, and they can see a future where their children can be anything. Many of them are selling
Yes,
everything, not because of
that's the aim, because of the future. Because the future of the Nigerian youth, the kids, the Nigerian kid, or the kid that is being born in Nigeria, their future is not certain.
it's bleak.
It's not certain.
So you see a
It's not
parent
certain.
who will sell
Look at the loan. All
everything.
this loan. Who's gonna pay this loan? Who's gonna pay this loan to World Bank? Now their
Yeah,
papa and their mama will pay them. Who's
you
gonna
see
pay
a
this loan?
you see a parent who will sell everything they own, all because when you ask them why, they'll tell you it's because of their kids. They'll tell you straight, because of their kids. They want a country, a society where their child can be anything. So they're happy to leave a position of a senior banker, a senior director, manager, to be a care worker and a cleaner. Here, I know of a lady who is a financial something for a bank. She's here through a mutual friend working as a carer. This is a person that I have, I mean, a housekeeper, two housekeeper. She have a personal driver. Her husband have a personal driver, that and everything, and security and everything. She's a carer, yeah. Nothing wrong with being a carer. Nothing at
No,
all
there's
wrong
nothing
with.
wrong with being a carer in Nigeria. There's nothing,
You
but there's
understand?
something wrong when the youth of a nation, the youth who are supposed to be the backbone of that nation, the youth who
I
are
live.
supposed to build that nation, are living in droves. How many UK youth do you see that live here to another country to go and
Even
find a life,
here
to
from
find a better
England
life,
to
better
Wales,
life?
from England to Wales,
How
which
many?
is the same United Kingdom, or from Wales to Ireland, all those places. How many? Even to even go study where they have right to,
I
you know?
think it's about time for us to start. For Nigerian government and the political leaders and the rulers and all traditional institutions and all of them to start having a rethink about the way Nigeria is heading. Because like
Me, I've
someone
said
told me
it.
yesterday, like someone told me, I'm coming, like someone told me yesterday, said anytime the government try to suppress protesters, anytime they try to suppress their will to protest, anytime they try to quench any protest in Nigeria, they are only pushing it forward, because there will come a time when these people will no longer be able to go to be pushed back. Then what's going to happen? It will be like a time bomb that will explode. Now the whole country will go into flame. That's what's going to happen. The more they try to suppress these people who are protesting on the daily, every time they call for protest, they are trying to quench. Even the police, the soldier, the SSS, those people that the government is using, are they not feeling the pain? Are they not? Do they go to a different market to buy their gari and plantain and yam? Are they
Oh,
not feeling the pain? Their family, their father, their family, their sister, their brother, are they not wearing the same shoes with the oppressors? I mean, with
oh.
the oppressed people of Nigeria, are they not going to the same market? Because I always have this firm belief that one Nigeria will serve us better. I never wanted to align my voice with the voice of those who are saying we are better off if we part our way. I never wanted to align myself. There's a movement called Organization of the Great the United Kingdom of Great Benin Empire. It's formed by prominent Nigerians. Some of my uncles who are professors in California, they are also part of the group. They actually introduced me to that group. But because of my firm belief on one Nigeria, I never participated with them. They have everything, they set up everything. They want Benin Empire, because Benin Empire used to be a very great empire those back in back in the about over 100 to 200 years ago. You know, They want to create their own identity, just like the Yoruba nation are doing as well, so that gradually they'll be preparing themselves for the eventuality. Whatever comes, okay, we already have our own path. We're ready to move. I never saw light in that direction. That's why I never participated with them. They added me to their platform. I had a meeting with them one time, and that was it. That was sometime last year or last 2 years. You know, because I still believe firmly in one Nigeria. This day I take decision to start asking for a different country, no more going back. That is me for you. It takes me time to make decision because but the way things are going in Nigeria now, with the way the World Bank is giving out loan to our leaders, giving them loan in our name, but they are looting the money in their name, and nothing is being done to it. We might not have other option when time comes, but to part our way, so that that loan will be forfeited. Whatever the same way they give them the loan, they can go and collect it from Buhari, collect it from Tinubu, collect it from Jonathan if they give to him, collect it from Obasanjo if they give to Obasanjo, or the president they give the loan to, they should go and collect it from them. Because that's what is gonna end up. That's the way it's gonna end up. Because you are collecting loan they are collecting loan on behalf of 200 or something million Nigerians, but none of those loans we don't see nothing is being with nothing on ground to show for those loans. There's nothing on ground. Nothing. They just approved 1.57 billion dollars now for them. Tell me in the next 6 months or 7 months, this money will just snake will take some, vampire will take some, and the rest will end up in their Olosho pocket. My brother, let me have your closing. Let me have your closing remark.
This the way they talk, it just depressed me more and more. I don't lie to you more, but God is my witness. We shall overcome. Well, my own closing statement is this: don't give up on Nigeria. Don't lose hope. Of course, it is hard and it could be misconstrued that these challenges that we are facing in Nigeria cannot be surpassed. But it would be, because it's a man-made thing. It's not a natural thing. Men come, men go. At some point, most of these people that have come into power since 1970, let me put it, since 1983 or 1990, they are the worst set of human beings that came into leadership. And they've destroyed all the foundation from those previously before them. The last time we have a decent president in this country of Nigeria is Shagari. He's the only one that has a manicure of conscience. Even Shagari was rigged into power. And go and read Shagari closing statements or his final farewell statement. The moment the military coup that brought Abacha and Idiagbon, that was the day Nigeria died. Because if that democratic process, no matter how flawed it was, has allowed to evolve before the coup of Babangida, things would have got into a place with now decades of now conscientious, morally depth Nigeria in politics. Intellectuals. What we have are cowboys. Those who have failed in their personal life, who are now in politics at all levels, making decisions for people with intelligence. You see, in Nigeria, it's only in Nigeria, a crook run for a political office, and the intelligent person is the one clapping for him. The educated person is the one supporting them. The enlightened and exposed person is the one who is their campaign manager for a crook, a non-entity. an intellectual dim person. But I appeal to all Nigerians, both home and away, join a political party, join in this game of politics, because alternative is to have a military rule. And if you think this politics is bad and it's some few people, wait until the military rule take over. It will be controlled by even the very few of the very few. And if you still have the modicum of faith in democracy, join. Become the influence that you seek. Become the person that you want to lead. Become the leader that you're seeking for. The urgency of now is paramount. I joined this political thing for no any other reason apart from to improve the basic life of an average Nigerian, to awaken an average Nigerian, and to enlighten an average Nigerian to the possibilities, of what their human nature can achieve. You know, we're a child of nobody can be somebody. So for me, when I say this, there's no any other way but through the political means, unless we're thinking of war, unless we're thinking of military return into control. If that's not what we want, then you and I have to join the political race. We have to combat the wayward, the non-intelligent, people without moral consciousness. You can be highly educated but lack intelligence. You can be very successful and lack empathy and care. So those are the things that we must join to weed out and fight against. So may God bless Nigeria and bless us all.
Thank you, my brother Chief MD. Always a pleasure to have you here on weekly program. However, going forward, I want to let our viewers know that it might not be possible for us to be anchoring this program on a weekly basis as schedule because of my tight schedule, and combined with my school activities. School have just resumed, and for those of you who really know me well, I'm pursuing my law degree here in the UK, and it's going to be really tight for me to be able to anchor the program on a weekly basis going forward, because I'm going to be having back-to-back assessments and all that with school and all that. So might not be able to do it on a weekly basis, but however, you will still be seeing my face going forward. And another thing that I want to say, if you look at Burkina Faso of today, there's no loan being sought from the from the World Bank. Whatever the young man Ibrahim Traore has been able to do for the past year or so is all by an effort, the will, the zeal, and the dedication to put the country on the right path. Last week, I read somewhere that he invited all the billionaires from China to come to Burkina Faso to assemble there, so they can see, they can assess what they might be able to invest their money on. But whatever you need to do, you cannot export anything from there. You must set up a factory, which should be the norm for the rest of the African nation. Instead of the leaders to be allowing these people coming to Nigeria, Africa, to export our raw mineral resources without actually investing in the ground, investing in the local market. So for me, Ibrahim Traore is somebody that I hope next year I'll be able to meet with him as a person, just even for 5 or 10 minutes, because I love that guy. I love that guy with every fiber of vein in my body, because the guy is doing the right thing. He's doing what Thomas Sankara was set out to do, but his life was cut short. But today we have somebody who has replaced Thomas Sankara and is doing the right thing for my country, Nigeria. I think it's about time that you stop taking loan from the World Bank. It's about time you stop taking loan, because you're taking loan in our name and looting the money in your name. Because you and your children are going to be paying for this loan. Not me, not my children. You and your family, your corporate, your associate, you are going to be the one responsible for this loan you are taking. And also, for those of us who live in diaspora, and I think we still need to do more. GCSDN actually led the way some years ago to write to to go to Washington and presented a letter to stop the loan that was being given to Nigeria. I think other organizations in the diaspora also need to step up their game as well, because we can actually stop this if we can continue to, protest and go to their offices in various offices around the world, protest and let them know the reason, show them the reason why they should stop giving loan to Nigerians, because whatever loan they give to us end up in the pocket of few, doesn't really do nothing for the poor people of Nigeria. So there should be an end to this loan. If they have to give Nigeria loan, they should come down to Nigeria and do the project by themselves. From the financing to the finishing, they should do it by themselves. Don't give loan to Tinubu. Don't give loan to anybody, not even the governors. Last time a governor went to take a loan, that was Ogun State. He went and take a loan. At the end of the day, private jet from Nigeria was being seized. So we should stop all this madness. And you leaders, you need to think about tomorrow, think about the future of the children. I mean, not your children, but think about all the poor man children. Because I know your children is already made. Some of you are in power today. You already have a lot of money stacked up somewhere that your children probably they will live on when you guys are no longer here. But worry about the child of the poor. What about the child of the poor? Who's going to watch out for them? Whatever you inherit on this earth, you are not taking them with you. You are going to leave them. A poor man will die, he or she will be buried on the 6 feet. A rich man will die the same 6 feet. The highest a rich man could get is just to have one of the best coffin made with gold and diamond. That's the highest you can get. Whereby a poor man will be laid to rest with a simple coffin. But at the end, our body will decay and turn to sand, because it was from sand, from mold that God created every human. So we need to start watching out for our people. Stop taking loan, and I think Nigeria will be great again. If not, we'll divide and everybody say adios. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you, brother. See you next time. Bye.
Thank you, man.